Hey, what's up? This is Reed. In a recent video I did, there were a lot of good questions, and they all kind of had a common theme. How much is my smart home costing me? There were questions like, how much do I spend on batteries? What's my electric bill? How much time am I spending on automations? And how does it affect my family? Also, there's this gem. His parents must hate him. Poor old folks just trying to turn on the TV and the garage door closes. What? I don't think that's ever happened, and no, I still don't live with my parents. I'm glad people ask these things because I've never actually taken the time to really look at the numbers, like how much energy are all my smart home devices really using. So let's take a look and see what are the true hidden costs of having a smart home. The most obvious cost of having a smart home is the devices themselves, so I won't be covering that today. If you're curious to see what devices we use in each room, then check out this link up here or down in the description. We list out each device in our setup and how we use it. But one quick thing to watch out for is subscriptions. This mainly applies to cloud storage on cameras and doorbells. If you buy a Ring doorbell, then just plan on paying $30 a year for cloud recordings. There are devices with free cloud recording like Wisecam and Arlo, but Nest will cost you a subscription per camera, which if you view Nest's website and look for info about the subscriptions, they bury it trying to make it difficult to find. One thing that's easy to forget about but can add up is batteries. The only devices in my smart home that have disposable batteries are door locks and sensors. For the door locks, I have Schlage locks on both the front and back door. They each take 4 AA batteries. I can buy a bulk pack of 48 AA batteries on Amazon for $20. That means it costs $1.66 per year for the Schlage Connect and $3.33 for the Encode. The batteries and the sensors are about $1 each to replace, so since I have 10 sensors with a year-long battery life, that's $10 a year, totaling about $15 for all batteries each year. That's probably a little bit more than I would have guessed, but you can definitely have a great smart home with less sensors than I have, so it might not cost you as much. It might seem like adding light strips all over and a bunch of smart home devices will drive up the electric bill. Actually, most of these devices use very little power, so they don't cost that much to run. To figure this out, I used a smart outlet that measures energy usage on a bunch of smart home devices around my house. Here are some devices and how much it costs to run them per month. Obviously, this will vary depending on how much you pay for power. For comparison, these devices are the ones that make the biggest difference on your energy bill. These numbers are based on this website that helps estimate how much power appliances use. I'll link to it down below. Here's something surprising. My TV uses more power while it's off for the majority of the day than for the few hours that it's on. That's kind of crazy. For our electric bill, we pay about $150 in the summer because we're running the AC quite a bit here in Arizona for our 2,200 square foot house. When the weather is nicer, we pay about $70 a month. If I had to estimate how much it costs to power my smart home devices, I would say it's about $5 per month, and that's a rough estimate. That's not including my smart home devices that save me money, like a smart thermostat, which probably saves me more than $5 per month. Also, if you factor in that these smart lights are LEDs, it saves me money. If I use just a few old incandescent bulbs, then it would cost more to power those old light bulbs than all my smart home devices combined. A potential hidden cost with your smart home is your time spent. The time it takes me to set up automations around my house varies. Most of my automations that are using SmartThings or Alexa routines only take a minute or two to set up. It usually involves selecting which device I want to automate, what's going to trigger it, and when it's going to happen. Pretty simple. If I'm using WebCore or doing something more advanced, it takes me a little bit longer since I have to test it a few times. As for maintaining the automations, occasionally something might get annoying so I'll deactivate it, or maybe I'll make a small tweak like changing the automation to only run on weekdays. This usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes a week, which I wouldn't consider that much time. And total time spent a month for me to add and maintain automations around my house is about 30 minutes. And obviously, if you're just getting started, this is going to take a bit longer. One last cost that I wanted to talk about was how smart home devices can negatively affect your family or roommates. I've done it the right way and the wrong way with my family, so I'll give you a couple quick tips. 1. Don't try and implement a lot of smart home devices or automations at once. If you slowly add things to your smart home, then it makes adjusting to the new devices or automations much easier. The second tip is to talk about the automations with your significant other and your family before implementing it. For example, I thought it'd be great to automate some lights with motion. I thought everyone in the house would love it. But what actually happened was the office light turned on automatically like it was supposed to for my wife, but she didn't know if it was ever going to turn off, so she was frustrated. Now for a success story. When I automated my lights to dim when the TV turns on, I made sure my family knew what I was doing before I implemented it. And after I did, no one complained and everyone loved it. Smart home solver tip: if you plan on implementing automations without telling your wife, you might as well automate around your couch, since that's where you'll be spending most of your nights. As you can see, there are some hidden costs with a smart home, but they're not too bad. And if you implement it the right way, you're not going to annoy anybody. Hopefully I answered some of your questions, but if I didn't, please let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more smart home videos, and we'll see you again next time.